Okay, so I have another expression that I want to talk about, 3n minus 5 plus 7 minus 10n. And I want to talk about it because when you have subtraction in these expressions, you really can't use the associative property to group like terms until you turn the subtraction into addition of the opposite. So I want you to get in the habit when you see a long expression like this that has subtraction, go ahead and go through the expression, and when you see subtraction, change it to addition of the opposite. So now this is plus a negative 5. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to say, okay, minus 10n, that's going to be plus a negative 10n. And now I have just a regular old addition expression, and the terms that I was subtracting, now I just have them written as negatives. So now I'm going to group my like terms. So actually, let's be clear about what the like terms are. Our 3n and our negative 10n are like terms, and our negative 5 and our positive 7, those are like terms. So let me write that out. So I've got 3n plus a negative 10n, and then I'm adding on a negative 5 plus a 7. So now I've grouped my like terms using the associative property. And you do have to remember the rules for adding integers, so adding positive and negative numbers when you do this. And so if you don't, use a calculator for now, and I will review with you how to do this. So a positive 3n and a negative 10n together, that would give me a negative 7n. And again, if you don't remember how to do that, I will remind you when we get back into the classroom. And then I'm going to add on a negative 5 plus a positive 7, and if I put those together, I have a positive 2. So the simplified version of this expression, when I combine my like terms, is negative 7n plus 2. Now, again, sometimes we might just skip over that grouping step where you're actually writing out the associative property groups. So what I want you to do, though, is don't ever skip over the step of changing your subtraction to addition of the opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and do plus a negative 5 plus a negative 10n. So I'm going to do that step no matter what. And then if I want, I can say, okay, my 3n is going to get grouped with my negative 10n, and I can do that in my head and not actually write out the associative property. And then I've got my negative 5 and my 7. Those are going to get grouped together. So again, if I put positive 3n's with negative 10n's, I end up with negative 7n's. And then if I've got a negative 5 and a positive 7, that's going to give me a positive 2. And so that's the simplified version. Now, one more, I guess, thing that I should note, though, this, when you write this, you might end up writing this in a different way. You could actually put these first. So I could do my negative 5 and positive 7 first. So I might get a positive 2, and then I could group my terms that have the n, and I would get plus a negative 7n. All right, so these are the same, these are equivalent expressions, but also, I guess there's one more thing, one more way you might see this is if I thought about this as subtraction, then I could think about this as 2 minus 7n. So please note that negative 7n plus 2, 2 plus negative 7n, and 2 minus 7n, those are all equivalent expressions, and they are all equivalent to this thing here.